Hello everyone, how you doing? The basic understanding of the utilities and I guess you would call it Norwick. And Norwick actually is what provides the power and water, because there are two main utilities here, which are power and water here in the Gambia. I just thought it would be good to kind of give a brief insight on how it works and what our options are when we come to the Gambia as far as the utilities are concerned. So first of all and foremost, what I want to do is go and show you the process as to how, if you need electricity, how it works. And you're working with what they call cash power. And cash power is pretty much pay as you go. So when you need a certain amount of kilowatts, you would go to cash power. There's a station which I'll show you, or an office which I'll show you. They have them all over the Gambia. You take your Delacies, and depending on how much you want, say you want 1,000, I say 100 kilowatts. It's usually like 1,000 plus Delacy. So you would go to the office, and then you would take and tell them, show them your meter number, and once you pay for it, they'll hand you a receipt. And once you come back to your property, the receipt that you would get looks like this. Fold the name over because that's not necessary for this demonstration. But on his receipt, you pretty much have a meter number on your receipt, and I'll show you where to find that meter number. So come on and walk with me, and I'll show you how this process works. Okay guys, here I am ready to show you what to do once you get your ticket or your receipt back from the office at Cash Power, what you should do. And the first thing you should do is come to where your meter is. You should already have already located that, because you're going to need the meter number off of it. And I'll show you, once you get your receipt, it should look something like, let me see, something like this, minus the name. I'll show you here, minus the name. See? Is it upside down? Uh-oh. Do I have it upside? No, upside, right side up. It's showing upside down, or what? Let me see. Uh-oh, it's backwards. I don't know why it's showing like that. But let me try to get it in another frame. Okay, here you go, guys. That's a little better. So as you can see, on this particular receipt, I bought 900 GMD, which is 900 Delacies, paid 900 Delacy, and it gave me 88.8 kilowatts. Okay, now on an average, you probably use maybe, depending on your load in the house, you'll probably use maybe 7 to 8 kilowatts a day, depending on how many people in. 2 people is probably about 7 to 8 kilowatts. But this is the receipt. What you would do, there's a number right here. It's called a token. I'm sorry. Token number is kind of hard to fill in. See, it says token number. You take that token number, all right, bring it back to your meter, and here is the meter, right? I'll hide the meter number, and I'll show you. If you can see that right there, it says 29.32. That's how much I have left. That's kilowatts. All right, 29.32. Now in this here pad, you would take that token number and put all of these numbers right here into that token number. I mean, into that keypad. Mine's a little faded, but you'll have a clear receipt where it says 404037778801. And make sure you put them in individually. So you would go, I would go right here. 40, you get it, 40, and put them all in. Once you finish putting your numbers in, they will display on here as you put them in. Then this is a little enter button, if you can see it. They're different, meters are different, so Make sure you hit that. And then when you hit that, it'll say accepted right here. And it'll change the amount of kilowatts. So if I put this in and it was still valid, I would get 88 kilowatts plus 29 kilowatts. And you understand the process. So with that being said, that's how you replenish your cash power or your electricity here in the Gambia. So it's not like you get a bill. You don't receive a bill, per se. You don't receive a monthly bill. It's based on usage. Whatever you use is what you have to buy. And I think it's pretty good because what you want to do is just maybe buy however much you need, like 500 to 1,000 Delacies worth, and then monitor every day. Look at it, see how much you use every day. And that way you can gauge what you'll be using on your cash power. Now, the other alternative is the sustainable living, which is solar power and wind turbine, but that's for another day. So that takes care of the aspect of, I would say, cash power, how the utility works here. And it's, so what I'm doing is actually what, like back in the West, in the US, the meter reader would come around. Now they use drones to read your meters. So it comes around and reads your meters, and then once it reads your meters, it uses however many kilowatts you use, then they'll send you a bill. Well, you have more control over this. You can buy as much as you want. And what I would recommend is not only would you do it as you need it, buy a couple extra tickets or receipts, just in case in the middle of the night it decides to go, you have a receipt that is still valid. All you have to do is put your token number in, and you will continue having power. And it's good to have an extra one lying around. All right? So that's pretty much it, and hope you got something from that. Now we're going to go to the water, all right? And I would recommend that not only would you have Norwick, but sometimes the water really, it does get, low because of the pressure. And I think that's the more people that are on it, the lower the pressure gets. So when the pressure gets low, then you pretty much don't have that much water. And when you don't have water, you can't take a bath, you can't wash. So you want to definitely find a place that has a borehole. And typically a borehole is just I would say, a well. And long as there's a well that, someone has, that you have there that you're going to rent from or purchase the land from or the home from, you want to make sure they have a borehole. And this is typically what a borehole is. It's just a well pumped down in the ground, coming out, running to your house. Now, let me show you where it runs. I don't know if you got a good picture of that, but here you go. That's the well or borehole. What I'm going to show you here is where it goes from here. And it goes to a tank that actually fills up. And what you have is a reserve tank that fills up from the borehole. When the pressure is low on Norwick, you can switch the valves or turn one off, turn the other on, turn the other on. It's just the way they have it set up here. But you can use one or the other. So when the pressure is low on Norwick, you can use your reserve tank till the pressure comes back up. That's why it's good to have a borehole. And not only borehole, but you should have a raised tank. So this is what a raised tank looked like. See, so with that reserve, it's good to have. And there's a valve for this and there's a valve for the regular water. So that's what the utilities pretty much consist of here so far. And your gas is usually for cooking, I would say another utility is gas. But that does not have nothing to do with Norwick. That's a totally separate thing. And I'll show you what that is for cooking, all right? So now that we got the water and the electrical out the way, let's go back and take a look at how the gas works. And the gas works really simple. because all it is a container that you purchase. And let me show you what it looks like. This is a canister. It's full of propane gas. And it only costs, the canister itself I think is 700 Dalasi some places. It may have gone up. And to fill it, it's like 700 when you first get it. Now, if you take this, I take this container once it's empty, and I'll pick up a full one and replace theirs with this one, which gives me more propane. And it goes into the house for my burner that I use. Now, for your stove, you must have a nipple that works. If it's an American stove, you have to have a nipple that will fit on the other end of this for your stove at the bottom if it's gas. I got to check into the apparatus how it hooks up. I think it's pretty simple, but I'm using 2 burners right now, which is very simple. And my gas, and this lasts for a few months. And it's like I'll take it back and I'll pay 700 Dalasi, which is equivalent to $14, $15. And for gas, that's not bad. Now, I'm sure once I hook up the stove, it'll be a lot more. But for the most part, that's a pretty good savings on utilities. So now, guys, I'm going to demonstrate what I'm going to do to get a new tank, because this one is empty. And I'll show you where I go to get it. First, you shut off the valve for the propane. Shut it off all the way. Then you have this little key. You turn it, right? Unloosen it, right? Take it loose, right? You see? Then you want to take it all the way off. All the way off. So it's free. Now you got to be careful because these tanks are different. You want to make sure you get this nozzle that will fit this male. Make sure that female and this male fit the same one. Okay? So what I'm going to do is take this tank and take it to a place. Now, Grip's being curious. You're curious, boy? Yeah, I know. You're being curious. All right, but anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Uh-oh, barking at the hose. All right, so that's what I'm going to do, and you'll see where I take it. Okay, guys, what I physically have to do is actually take this tank to a dealer, if you would say, and exchange it for a new one. So you'll see once we get there how that happens. All right, be back in a little bit. Okay, guys, I came to get the tank. I got the new tank here. There it is. And it cost me 700 Dalasi. So you would see something like this and pull over and grab your tank for your gas. That's what you need to do, all right? And that's how you do it. So back on the road again. Now we're going. Okay, guys, now that I've gotten the gas cylinder, I'm on my way to pay the cash power. So you can see pretty much what one of the facilities look like that you have to pay it at, and that would be the other half of the utilities. So we got the gas out the way. You saw how that is, a propane tank, where you would go to one of these vendors on the street, so to speak, one of the local stores, if you see the tanks that I showed you. And then I'm going to go to the station where I pay cash power, probably get maybe 400 in cash power. And like I said, it's always good to have an extra receipt around in case your power goes off in the middle of the night. All right, when I get there, I'll show you what it looks like. Talk to you later. Okay, I'm pulling into the cash power where I'm gonna pay. And this is basically Norwich. And I'll switch the view so you can see how it works. Not like back in the States where you buy it and then they take and read your meter at home. Yeah, see, that's all. You want to say hi? Yeah. I saw. Anyway, guys, here it is. I buy it here at Norwich. Anyway, there's you go, guys. And this is how I pay for my cash power. All right. So they're not working right now, so I have to come back. So thank you, guys.